Welcome to Organize Your Ass Astrology with Andrew McCarthy for the week of September 6th to September 12th. Please be sure to like this video and to subscribe to my channel. Monday, September 6th is Pretty in Pink. In this 1986 John Hughes classic, Andy, Molly Ringwald, is an outcast at her Chicago high school. When McCarthy's character, the rich and popular Blaine, asks her out, it seems too good to be true. And it is. McCarthy's character buckles under the social pressure of his rich, uppity friends and rescinds his offer to take Molly Ringwald's character to the prom. Molly Ringwald's character is none too pleased.
You're a liar! You're a filthy fucking no-go liar! You didn't have the guts to tell me the truth! Just say it!
I'm not lying.
Tell me!
What?
Tell me!
What do you want to hear?
Just tell me!
What?
You're ashamed to be seen with
No,
me!
I am
You're
not.
ashamed
I
to
am
go
not.
out with me! You're afraid! You're terrified that your goddamn rich friends want to prove!
Invariably, however, he does the right thing and is true to himself, walking away from his pretentious friends and taking Molly Ringwald to the prom. Monday is reminiscent of Pretty in Pink because not only is the moon in Virgo, but it's a new moon in Virgo. So Virgo themes are very relevant to us over the next 2 weeks. In the tarot, Virgo is ruled by the Hermit, often called the Seeker. It represents the wisdom and compassion that we gain through life experience. It's a search to find our conscience, guiding angel, deity, or higher wisdom. And that is really what Blaine is going through in Pretty in Pink. He has to deal with his friends and he feels bad, so he walks away, he isolates for a bit, and then comes to his senses. He comes to his senses and then goes with Molly Ringwald, because that is what has heart and meaning. And that's really what we're doing over the next 2 weeks. A key word for Virgo is discrimination. So you want to be really discriminating as to what you give your time, energy, and attention to. So not only do you have your life in order under the Virgo moon, but that you have the right things in order in your life. Also on Monday, the sun will trine Uranus. Now this aspect is not just relevant for Monday, but for the next 2 weeks, because it's an aspect of the new moon. This transit may bring positive change and excitement. We can expect the unexpected in a good way. Under this influence, we may experience increased intuition with flashes of insight that lead to self-discovery. This aspect encourages you to express the more unique and wacky side of your personality. It's perfect for leaving your comfort zone, as the exciting and new may lead to joy. Also on Monday, it's the moon's day, the most sensitive, vulnerable day of the week, so be sure to double down on your self-care. You can use the next 2 weeks under the influence of this new moon in Virgo, the waxing moon over the next 2 weeks, to allow new things into your life for a feel-good lifestyle. For instance, new routines for health, work, wealth, and abundance. Tuesday, September 7th is Class, Andrew McCarthy's debut. In Class, McCarthy plays Jonathan, who enters boarding school and meets his roommate Squire, played by Rob Lowe. Squire is much more confident with the ladies, he's a practical joker, and he sort of takes McCarthy's character under his wing. In doing so, he sends Jonathan to Chicago to get laid, as to ensure that he's not a laughingstock at school. In Chicago, Jonathan meets Ellen, an older woman played by Jacqueline Bisset, with whom he starts carrying on an affair. Things get complicated when we find out that Ellen is actually Squire's mother, and Jonathan has fallen deeply in love. Class is reminiscent of Tuesday, Mars's day, with the moon in Virgo for most of the day, because Virgos sometimes have an issue expressing their passion, which is ruled by Mars. Virgos are said to be born during a time in which their parents weren't getting along. And babies, being naturally narcissistic, they believe it's all about them. They think their parents aren't getting along because they're not doing something right, when in reality, their parents would be arguing irrespective of the child. So when that happens, the energy of Mars is sort of short circuited. Virgos might have a certain lack of comfortability with themselves. They may be somewhat inverted, just like McCarthy's character in Class is not very comfortable with himself sexually. But just like McCarthy's character, when Virgos finally do ignite their passion, that repressed sexual energy comes barreling out and they can fall really, really hard. This is further compromised because Virgos' bodies are very, very sensitive. So when they actually start feeling good physically, they can fall head over heels. Very, very much so, just like McCarthy's character in Class. So the big thing to do on Tuesday, Mars's day, with the moon in Virgo, is to really express that passionate, fiery energy, to get comfortable with it, to flow with it, so, you don't have an interlude that puts you head over feet, madly, deeply in love, in which you could get hurt. Because it's not necessarily his character having fallen in love so much as he's finally been ignited. So you want to allow yourself to ignite your fire, especially physically, on Tuesday, enjoying the pleasures of the flesh. This could be jump-starting a new workout regime. This could be getting a massage. This could be sleeping with Jacqueline Bisset. I mean, she's in her 70s now. She might be available, so, check her out if you are so inclined. Virgo moon for most of the day on Tuesday, entering Libra late at 11:20 p.m. EDT. Virgo keywords and phrases include analysis, organization, process, order, cleanliness, details, discrimination, service, routine, health, and work. Wednesday, September 8th is Mannequin. In this 1987 romantic comedy, also starring Kim Cattrall and Estelle Getty, McCarthy plays another character named Jonathan, this time as a guy who gets fired a lot for working too slowly, trying to make every single project he does artistic. He is an artiste. In one of his many odd jobs, he worked as a sculptor for a mannequin warehouse in which he finishes one single mannequin, though he considered this mannequin he made to be a masterpiece. Later, when his motorcycle breaks down in the rain, he sees the mannequin he made in a department store window. Soon after, he saves the store owner, Estelle Getty, from the store's falling sign. So she's indebted to him. He saved her life, so she rewards him with a job as a window dresser in her department store. While working there, the mannequin he made comes to life, Kim Cattrall, and with her help, his window dressing becomes a massive success. He's given complete creative control, and his desire to creatively express himself as an artist is not just met, but rewarded. Of course, the mannequin and him fall in love, and people try to keep them apart, but they say, Mannequin is reminiscent of Wednesday because the moon will be in Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus, the planet of love, beauty, aesthetics, and harmony. McCarthy's Jonathan in Mannequin is very Venus. He doesn't want to rush through his work like another cog in the machine. He wants to create. He wants to express himself. He wants to fondle the muse. Quite literally. And so do we when the moon is in Libra. So be sure on Wednesday to indulge your senses. Allow yourself also to enjoy partnership and collaboration. It is Mercury's day, so be sure to pad your schedule with a little extra wiggle room. A lot of communications. Some things might come up out of the blue. Libra keywords and phrases include adjustment, aesthetics, balance, charm, compromise, partnership, diplomacy, fairness, and indecision. Thursday, September 9th is Less Than Zero. In this 1987 McCarthy classic, McCarthy plays Clay, a straight-laced college freshman who returns home to Los Angeles for Christmas to find his high school girlfriend, now a cokehead, and shacking up with his best friend Julian, played by Robert Downey Jr. McCarthy's character rekindles his relationship with his girlfriend, while Julian's drug-addicted behavior becomes more and more volatile. The remainder of the film is essentially Robert Downey Jr.'s Julian getting worse and worse, while the McCarthy character and his girlfriend try to save him, and it doesn't end well. Less Than Zero is reminiscent of Thursday because it's Jupiter's Day Thursday. So Jupiter is the planet of expansion, and whatever Jupiter touches, it makes bigger. So the problem with Jupiter is that it can make us prone to excess, to overindulgence, which is clearly an issue in the film for the Robert Downey Jr. character, but more so, Less Than Zero is reminiscent of Thursday because it's a Libra moon. Libra is the house of partnerships. They rule marriage. They are given to acquiesce. They go along to get along, and they can be suckers for unrequited love, as Clay is in the film. I mean, picture it. You come home from college for Christmas break, and you find your girlfriend not only a drug addict, but sleeping with your best friend. And you take her back? I mean, that's crazy, but it is very Libra. A Libra might even say that, oh, you don't get to choose who you love. And I agree, you might not always get to choose who you love, but you do get to choose who you invest in. And if you see somebody going down a dark path and you invest in them, they might take you off to hell. So keep that in mind in the people that you do love. It's good to acquiesce and go along to get along under the Libra moon, but you don't want to go too far. You don't want to put yourself in a dangerous situation, and you don't want to invest in somebody who most likely is going to shit the bed. Libra moon is good for partnering, beautifying, pampering, creating balance, negotiations, and kissing and making up. Friday, September 10th is St. Elmo's Fire. This 1985 coming-of-age classic focuses on a clique of recent Georgetown graduates and their adjustment to post-university life and the responsibilities of adulthood. McCarthy plays Kevin, a sullen writer who's secretly in love with Ali Sheedy's character Leslie, who's in a relationship with Alec, played by Judd Nelson. After a falling out with Alec, Ali Sheedy's Leslie seeks comfort from McCarthy's character, and while in his apartment, she discovers photographs of herself, forcing McCarthy to confess his love for her. So St. Elmo's Fire is reminiscent of this Friday because it's Venus's day, and there's all of this love and abundance among this crew. That is clear. It's also reminiscent of Friday because the moon will be in Scorpio. Scorpio can be given to one-sided obsessions and discoveries of truth, just like we see in the movie. Further, the whole movie is really very Scorpionic because, I mean, let's face it, these kids can't move past college. And Scorpio is a water sign, and water signs have a tendency to be more fixated on the past. Fire signs are focused on the future, earth signs are focused on the present, and air signs, they bop around past, present, and future. But water signs tend to be focused on the past, and so might we under the Scorpio moon. We might be somewhat nostalgic, and we might be given to spend time with what we know as opposed to what we don't know. Scorpio words and phrases include desire, passion, control, power, depth, regeneration, sexuality, emotion, survival, trauma, intensity, and mystery. Saturday, September 11th, it's Escape Clause. In this 1996 made-for-TV movie, McCarthy plays insurance agent Richard Ramsey, who one day at the office receives an anonymous phone call from a man who tells him that he's been hired to kill him by his wife for $10,000. The man on the phone tells McCarthy's character that if he gives him $30,000, he will stay alive. Disbelieving the guy on the phone, McCarthy goes about strategically trying to prove his wife's innocence. A few people wind up dead, and McCarthy gets framed for their murders. So Escape Clause is reminiscent of Saturday because it's Saturn's day. Saturn is the planet of discipline and responsibility, and it's all about strategy and being methodical, as McCarthy is in the film. It's also a Scorpio moon on Saturday. Now, Scorpios can be rather suspicious. They are on survival mode. So oftentimes they're not direct, and they try to find out the answers to their questions by playing detective as opposed to just asking the questions that they want the answers to. McCarthy's character, who really didn't have many issues with his wife, as far as we could see in the film, just typical marital problems. So he could have gone home that night and said, honey, funny thing, I got this phone call today. This guy who said that you want me dead, that you paid him $10K to kill me. What do you think about that? But no, he doesn't do that. He goes about playing detective and causes a lot of trouble for himself and his family. So under the Scorpio moon, don't be so suspicious. Don't be so much on survival mode. If you have questions, maybe instead of playing detective, be direct and ask the questions that you want the answers to. Scorpio moon is, though, good for research and investigation if you have to. It's also good for healing, sex, regenerating, transforming, endings, art, moving on, and letting go. Sunday, September 12th, is Weekend at Bernie's. In this 1989 comedy, McCarthy co-stars with Jonathan Silverman as two fun-loving salesmen who are invited by their boss Bernie to stay the weekend at his posh beach house. Little do they know, Bernie is the perpetrator of a fraud they've uncovered and is arranging to have them killed. When the plan backfires and Bernie is killed instead, the buddies decide to not let a little death spoil their good time. They pretend Bernie is alive, leading to hijinks and corpse desecration. Weekend at Bernie's is reminiscent of Sunday because it's the sun's day. We should be celebrating being alive as the buddies do in the film. Also, it is a Sagittarius moon on Sunday. So previously, the moon had been in Scorpio. And when the moon is in Scorpio, usually we suffer some kind of death, some kind of disappointment, some kind of letting go. But by the time the moon enters Sagittarius, we're able to see life from a bigger picture perspective and integrate the changes that we've incurred under the Scorpio moon. We're over the mourning and we're ready to have fun. So just like the buddies in Weekend at Bernie's, don't let a little death spoil your good time. Sagittarius keywords and phrases include aspiration, adventure, jovial, optimistic, broad-minded, outspoken, expansive, wanderlust, eager, and fun. Thank you for watching Organize Your Ass Astrology this week with Andrew McCarthy. Please be sure to like this video and to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And if you're looking for a psychic astrology reading, we will read your tarot cards, we'll run your astrological chart, show you how you can make the most of your life. Just check out my website, psychicsun.com, and we will hook you up with a reading. Have a kick-ass week, and I will see you soon.